Okay, so we're here with round one. Looks like I'm on the draw. And this hand is, I think, pretty solid, so I'm going to keep it. So turn one against a basic mountain would be, I want to say burn, but they probably would have played something. I think I'm just going to Dark Slick Shores Inquisition and figure out what we're playing against. Okay, so Seismic Swans. Never actually played against this deck before. I think I will take Seismic Assault. I can always get the Treasure Hunt with Collective Brutality. They don't care about Anger of the Gods. So I think here I'm just going to, I don't have an Opal or anything, or a Whir, so I'm just going to crack this on their upkeep, see if they draw and get an extra card next turn. So they drew a Fumarole. Okay. Okay, so I've got my combo online. What do I want to do here? I guess combo in hand, not online. Now do I want to run it out? Okay, so I think probably the best bet here is just to Collective Brutality and steal their Treasure Hunt. Leaves them in the worst shape of all their cards. Treasure Hunt seems pretty important for them. I scryed to the bottom, so that's promising. So I could Inquisition here. Do I want to just run out? I guess I've got my combo online next turn, so maybe I will just grab a swamp. I guess I better get a Water Grave. Didn't really think I was going to hit anything, but next turn I can start making tokens. Okay, so blocking would draw some cards, so that would be pretty good. Played the Full Art Mountain. Days Undoing. So I'm not very familiar with this deck. I assume he's gonna play a land. Days Undoing. And oh, I should have made a token. Okay, so it was a whole new turn. What do we want to do? Definitely play this. Play this. Spire. I think we just... my guess is they're pretty all in on Seismic Assault, so if we were for a Pithing Needle, that seems pretty good. So I'm going to wait and see what they do and potentially whir in response. Because I think there's another card like Seismic Assault that they might play. Seismic Assault, okay, so... I'm going to do it for 2, so maybe they don't think we're getting Pithy Needle. Not that I really think it matters. Okay, that seems probably really good. Yeah, I feel like there's a newer card that works like Seismic Assault that they might play as well, but I don't remember the name. If there is, we'll probably bring in Pithy Needle to potentially name it. I think I'm going to run out to Serum Visions. Don't know if there's much else better that we could be drawing than Relic. I don't see them attacking, so I doubt the Ensnaring Bridge is worth it, so just in case there's any graveyard shenanigans. And we might as well start getting in the beats. If we deal damage, we draw cards, right? Yeah. So they don't even really want block, nor can they really attack. Drawing more treasure hunts. Molten, that's the card I was thinking. Molten Vortex. That costs mana. Okay, so hopefully we can outpace this. We'll definitely want to bring in the second Pithy Needle. Because if we can name both, unless they have like a Shatter Storm, we're probably a lock to win it. I wonder why they didn't play it. Now probably an Inquisition would be a great draw. I'm not going to bother keeping track of the lands they have. So I think I'm just going to crack this, try to draw a Relic, or I mean an Inquisition. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll have 11, so we'll have almost lethal next turn. That seems fine. It's going to slow us down. I guess that draws them 3 cards. But he can deal 8 to us, and we can gain 5. So we're kind of outpacing them. See if we can keep it up long enough to kill them, though. This is a weird matchup. We can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're just going to block, save ourselves some damage. So we got 6 lands, so we can do 12 to us. Then we can gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This guy cancels out. So I think we're in good shape, even if he has draws an Anger of the Gods. Alright, well there we go. Okay, so for sideboarding, Abrupt Decay seem good. Maelstrom Pulses seem probably pretty good. Piddly Needle seems good. Lost Legacy seems good. Relic doesn't seem good. I don't think we want Snaring Bridges because it really only stops Swans attacking. I don't think we really care about that. Welding Jars are probably pretty important given that he's red. I'm sure he's got Artifact Destruction. So given that, do we want to cut? I want to keep the Inquisitions, keep the Brutalities. Here's definitely a situation where Inquisition or Thoughtseize is better than Brutality since we really want to take enchantments. But I think I'm just going to cut one of each of these. Or should I cut the Tezzerats? Making things into 5/5s may actually be pretty decent in this matchup. So yeah, I think I'm just going to try this. Okay, so I think this is probably a keep, although this is where Academy runs is making things a bit awkward. But we do have the Piddly Needle, which is pretty important. So the question here will be, do we want to Piddly Needle, Molten Vortex, or Seismic Assault? I think I want to just get it down. Probably Seismic Assault is the better of the two. It could be worth waiting in case they do have Artifact Destruction, or they do that and play a Molten Vortex, but I think given that I want to start getting my combo out there, I think I'd rather just get it out now. And in this case, next turn I can Maelstrom Pulse that Vortex. Which is, I think, what I'm going to do. Yeah, Relic I don't mind. I think I might as well Pulse the Vortex. Pitch the Temples. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Pulse the Vortex now rather than get the Thopter Foundry out. We'd really only be able to make one token. Due to him playing the Relic next turn, so I'll get the thing that actually wins him the game off the table. Okay, so we could Serum Visions, but he didn't play anything, so maybe I just want to... Oh, well, I guess the Relic stops it. I don't really have enough artifacts to play around a Relic very effectively right now. I'd have to sack the Pithing Needle, which I don't want to do. Although I could just play a Thopter Foundry and play another one next turn. Or I could Pithing or Serum Visions and hope to draw something relevant, something more relevant. It's a bit of a tough call. I think I'm going to go with Serum Visions. Don't know if it's right. Might be better to play Thopter Foundry than play another one next turn to start being able to play around Relic, but this will hopefully get us some discard or something like that. Okay. Not the ideal discard, but I'll take it. And I guess actually I could play this and run out Thopter Foundry anyway. So you're going to counter it. Gotta assume this deck probably plays some counter spells. This also does turn on my Inventor's Fair, which might be relevant to get a Pithing Needle. And here for 2, yeah, I don't really mind that too much. Might as well just turn one of these into a Thopter. Start the 1/1 beatdown. I don't think he should have done that, but it works out for me. Because the sword would have come back, but I couldn't make any more Thopters, and it would have just died due to the engineer explosives anyway. So I think I'm going to start with Serum Visions. lands, put on the bottom. And I think I'm just going to duress them. So I can't actually counter Thopter Foundry, which is nice. I think here, I guess he's got the Seismic Assault. Oh yeah, but I have Pithy Needle naming it, so I think I just take Treasure Hunt. Although Echoing Truth, you could Echoing Truth the Needle and Ceremonious Rejection it on the way down. So maybe I just want to take the Truth or the Rejection. I think maybe the Rejection, because that lets me play another Pithy Needle if I draw it. And that way he can't Rejection it. And I don't think... Maybe we'll take the Echoing Truth. That way he can't just bounce the Needle at some point and kill me while it's off the table. Hopefully I kind of hope I don't draw the Pithy Needle and instead draw a War of Invention so I can get around that Ceremonious Rejection. Go Treasure Hunt into Treasure Hunt. Sort of lost track of what lands he has, so I'm just going to focus on the spells I know he has. Okay, Tezzerator seems pretty good here. I think I'm just going to run out the Tezzerator. And I think actually I'm just going to make my Thopter a 5/5. Seems like the most efficient way to kill him. I don't think he has many ways to stop it. Certainly not in hand. And now it won't die to Anger of the Gods either. So I think might also just make the Welding Jar a 5/5. I think I'm fine with Swans, because I might just play the Thopter Foundry. Be able to... I might even just stack it to itself to be able to make... Or I guess I can, Pentad Prism. So I think in that case, I'm going to... That 2 counters, and use 1... So the reason I'm doing this is this way if he doesn't block, I can make the Welding Jar 5/5. If he doesn't block and he attacks to try to kill the Tezzerator, I can use this counter to make a mana to turn the Pentad Prism. Oh wait, why did I do that? That doesn't make any sense because Pentad Prism doesn't fly. Well, in that case I will lose the Tezzerator, but oh yeah, that's what I meant to do. Pentad Prism make a token that can block the Swans. I do like the idea of drawing 7 new cards. So I think here I'm going to start with Inquisition, see if there's anything that can stop us. But I have a feeling between, I've got Lethal on board, I can make another 5/5 with the Tezzerator, I can whir for another Needle, They can do all sorts of things. So this is going to... Oh, okay. No, I just win. Okay, well that was Swans. That's a weird match, but worked out well. Now, this was a match where I felt the Academy of Ruins not being a blue source was a little bit awkward at times, so to keep that in mind, but didn't make too much of a difference. So far I liked it. So we'll see you again in round 2.